Cam wakes to silence. Not the pleasant kind, the kind that presses in, thick and absolute. He sits up in bed, no cars on the street, no dogs barking. Even the wind feels absent. Not the pleasant kind, the kind that presses in, thick and absolute. He sits up in bed. No cars on the street. No dogs barking. Even the wind feels absent. Outside, the morning light is pale and cold. Houses line both sides of the road, curtains fluttering in open windows, doors ajar. The air smells faintly of coffee and wet earth. He walks to his neighbor's door and knocks. No answer. Through the window, a mug of coffee sits on the kitchen table, steam curling upward. The chair beside it is tipped over. Further down the street, a grocery bag has spilled in the middle of the road, apples rolling gently in the breeze that shouldn't be there. He calls out. His own voice comes back to him, not from where he shouted, but faintly, from behind him. A sound breaks the stillness, humming. Soft, almost like a lullaby, floating on the air. Cam follows it, his footsteps crunching on gravel that seems to echo far too long. The houses thin out. Trees close in. Fog thickens around his ankles, rising until he can barely see his feet. The humming stops. Silence again. Then, a woman's laugh. It's close. Too close. A faint light appears between the trees, swaying gently. He moves toward it, branches snapping underfoot. It's a neon sign. Dinner in flickering red. But there's no road here, no power lines, no reason for it to exist. The diner door creaks open. Warm yellow light spills out, carrying the smell of frying bacon and something sweeter, like syrup. Inside, a single woman, the waitress, stands behind the counter, drying a glass that's already dry. She doesn't greet him. She just watches. Cam sits. Without asking, she pours coffee into a cup. But the liquid is wrong. Instead of reflecting light, it seems to swallow it, turning the surface into a black void.
You look lost, she says, voice flat.
I am, Cam replies. I woke up and everyone was gone.
The waitress tilts her head slightly. They were never here.
When he glances at the window, the fog outside has thickened to pure white. The diner is floating in nothingness. The door bangs shut behind him. When he turns, the diner is gone. Now he's standing on cracked pavement, surrounded by pine trees. A lone bus passenger sits on a bench. The bus sign sways though there's no wind. Cam approaches. The passenger doesn't look up.
It's always noon here, they say.
A bus pulls up silently. Its headlights glow dull orange. Through the dusty glass, Cam sees an older version of himself, seated by the window.
That other Cam turns his head and smiles, lips moving in sync with the passenger. It's always noon here.
A rectangle of yellow light appears ahead, floating in the dark like a portal. He steps through. Now he's inside an old office, lit by a single desk lamp. Papers are stacked in towers. The air smells like mildew and old tobacco. The detective doesn't look surprised to see him. Instead, he slides a manila folder across the desk. Inside are photographs, blurred, distorted shots of Greyhill streets. But in each one, people are caught mid-turn, as if they were about to face the camera but didn't. The last photo is of Cam, standing in the middle of the empty road.
You've been here 3 times before, the detective says quietly. You never remember until it's too late.
The next step takes him into a swamp. The air is heavy, wet, and carries the stink of rot. Sheriff Holloway stands waist deep in black water, holding a lantern.
When the bell rings, Holloway says, you'll have to choose.
For what? Cam asks.
The lantern light flickers, and for just a second, Holloway has no face at all. Just smooth skin.
You'll see, Holloway answers.
Cam finds himself on the cracked asphalt of Greyhill school playground. The rusted swing set groans in the windless air. A child sits at the end of the slide.
You're not supposed to see us like this, they whisper.
The sky above turns black. The chains on the swings jolt violently, moving in short, unnatural bursts. The metal squeal drills into his ears. The child looks up, their eyes completely white.
Go before the bell.
The playground dissolves into mist. When it clears, a house stands before him. The door is a bright wet red. The paint drips in slow, thick rivulets. Inside, the architecture is wrong. Stairs leading directly into ceilings, hallways that loop back on themselves. In one room, the wallpaper is peeling away to reveal another layer beneath. An identical room, but empty. Upstairs, a phone rings. The sound is deep, metallic, echoing through the walls. Cam picks up the receiver.
The voice on the line is his own. They've all been waiting for you, Cam.
They've all been waiting for you, Cam. A figure steps out from the darkness. His height, his build, his face. But the smile is too wide, stretching until it nearly splits the skin. Suddenly, he's standing beneath Greyhill's clock tower. The detective, waitress, Holloway bus passenger, and child stand in a perfect circle around him. None of them blink. The bell tolls. Each chime vibrates in his bones. By the 5th toll, his vision is shaking. By the 7th, his knees buckle. By the 9th, everything stops. Cam runs. The town stretches endlessly. Shops pass by, but through each window he sees himself, frozen in different moments, sipping coffee, talking to Holloway, standing in the playground. In one, he sees himself watching this version of him, smiling faintly. He wakes in bed. Morning sunlight spills across the room. Outside, Greyhill is alive again. People wave, but the clock tower's face is shattered, the hand stuck at 12:00. A single bell tolls in the distance. Everyone in town stops, turns their heads toward him, and smiles.